Now, let's move on. I have some good news. We're on time. Yes, shocking, isn't it? Pakistan में ये करना बहुत बड़ी बात है. Yes, तालियां. Yes, yes. We are all on time. And we're going to try to keep that tradition going all the way to the end. And for this one, we have an Islamic banking fireside conversation. Folks, we talked about mobility. Mobility is definitely a great key to independence. So is financial independence. And financial inclusion is crucial. It shapes what we call social inclusion. Now, and pure and simple, because access to opportunity often begins with access to financial agency. Zara haath khade karke bataएं, how many of you are in charge of your ghar ka account? All right. On behalf of my wife, I'm raising my hand. All right. Now, but my point being, to be able to have that financial agency is empowering. And you need to be able to do that, call those decisions. Now, for which I would like to call and invite, with your round of applause, please join me, the head of learning from Bank Islami, Reena Ibrahim, to please come on stage, and she will welcome her panel. Talia ji for Reena ji. There she is. Reena, all yours. And yes, please, and good luck with the mics.
Since Umair said good luck with the mic, I thought I might as well come up here to introduce my panel. Okay, so first up is Saira Gul Gabol, who's the Group Head of Human Resources at Bank Islami. She has about 20 years of experience in different sectors, which is not only the banking industry, but also consultancy. Her expertise include talent management, organizational development, and strategic HR leadership. Saira, please join us on the stage. Guys, I know it's post-lunch, but come on, the energy can be better than that. Okay, next up we have Seema Naz, who is the branch manager at Bank Islami. She's one of our first lady branch managers and currently leads the Mashal Women Banking branch. She is also recognized among the influential women in Islamic finance. Seema, please come up. And then I will swiftly go to Aisha Ashraf, who is the head of Women Financial Services, Bank Islami's very first employee. So when I learned that, I was quite shocked. And she currently leads the bank's Mashal Women segment and has been recognized among top 50 influential women in Islamic finance. So Aisha, please join us on stage. And then we have Zubia with us. Zubia is the head of corporate CAD, extensive experience across credit administration, credit control, operations, and risk management functions. Zubia, please come up. And last but not the least, we have Rabia Hassan, who is our senior manager, Sharia Review and SNCR. I know a lot of jargons, but she is a chartered accountant by qualification. She is also a Darse Nizami, which is an Alima graduate and holds a certification in Sharia Advisor and Auditor certification from IOFI, Bahrain. Thank you, Rabia. Okay, so I hope the mic works. I'm going to head over there now. Okay, welcome panel. Oh, it's working. I'm glad. All right, so firstly, a very warm welcome to this track, the learning track, which is called Equitable Advancement. I just wanted to introduce our title. We'll be talking about bridging gaps, building futures, women in Islamic banking. Today's conversation is not only about what the banking sector is doing, but what are we doing to enable women financially. So when I talk about Bank Islami, I just wanted to share a couple of numbers here. It's important to note that we've got about 261,000 accounts that are just opened by women. This segments 18% of our total customer base, which also represents that there's trust, there's empowerment and financial engagement among women. But then again, we've invited this panel to understand what else can we do? How can we change the narrative and how can we invite a lot more women into the workforce and also opening accounts, encourage them to bring in their businesses as well. So I'm going to start off and I'm going to ask all of them the first question, which is what does equitable advancement mean to you? So Saira, we'll start with you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Equitable advancement for me is about creating opportunities for growth and leadership based on the needs of women. It's coming from a place where we understand the barriers that they face from the time that they decide to go into the workforce, to seek education. There are significant barriers that they have to overcome to make it to the round where they are finally interviewed and selected. So having dedicated pathways, programs for women to enter the workforce and also to grow within the workforce. So having leadership pipelines for women to ensure that the women at lower levels have a clear pathway on how to reach decision-making tables, boardrooms, and group head positions and CEO positions within the organization.
Seema, can we go to you?
Thank you, Reena. I think women, it means कि अगर women जो है financially independent हो जाएं, वो अपनी financial decision खुद ले सकें comfortably और independently, then we can say कि it's going on. Thank you.
Can you just bring the mic closer? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Aisha, let's hear from you. And I understand that you're heading one of our key products. So how is that working out in terms of equitable advancement?
Okay, so for me, what is equitable advancement? It means to remove the biases and barriers we have for women financial inclusion. And we need to understand that there is a difference between equity and equality. So equity means that we have to have not a single product for everybody. We have to make products and services based on the needs and services of that segment which we are targeting to. But most important, what we need to do especially in the banking sector is to change mindsets. So for that, I would like to share one thing which we did last year was to collaborate with Asian Developing Bank's Women Financial Exchange. And with them, we worked on launching a gender sensitivity program. And we're the first Islamic bank in the world to create a Sharia-compliant gender sensitization program. And Alhamdulillah, now this year, we are implementing it throughout our organization. And Reena and I are monitoring the numbers, and we're hoping to train around 8,000 of our employees in this year, 2026, inshallah.
Thank you, Aisha. And I just want to chime in that, I know a lot of banking, those of you who resonate with the banking industry. Yes, there are a lot of numbers and quotas, but I think it goes beyond that. So what Aisha also mentioned, it's also a culture change, really. So when we roll out these programs, it really shows our commitment and is a testament to us really standing by those elements as well. So thank you, Aisha, for bringing that up. Zubia, let's go to you.
इक्वल एडवांसमेंट और इक्विटेबल एडवांसमेंट, ये दोनों ही कॉन्सेप्ट बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए. इक्वल एडवांसमेंट में सेम अपॉर्चुनिटी, सेम टूल्स, सेम रिसोर्सेज प्रोवाइड की जाती हैं स्टाफ को ग्रो करने के लिए, लर्न करने के लिए, सीखने के लिए, आगे बढ़ने के लिए, रिगार्डलेस ऑफ देयर स्पेसिफिक नीड्स. मगर जो इक्विटेबल एडवांसमेंट का कॉन्सेप्ट है उसमें टेलर्ड बेस्ड, कस्टमाइज बेस्ड और नीड बेस्ड ट्रेनिंग या रिसोर्सेज और टूल्स प्रोवाइड किए जाते हैं. क्योंकि इक्विटेबल एडवांसमेंट में नीड बेस्ड और टेलर बेस्ड कस्टमाइज ट्रेनिंग, रिसोर्सेज, टूल दिए जाते हैं, तो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन आजकल इस पर जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ज़्यादा काम कर रही हैं वो ही इसमें स्टाफ का ट्रू पोटेंशियल आइडेंटिफाई और रिकग्नाइज कर सकती हैं. तो इक्विटेबल एडवांसमेंट का कॉन्सेप्ट अभी बहुत ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है, जिसमें नीड बेस्ड और कस्टमाइज ट्रेनिंग और रिसोर्सेज दी जाती हैं स्टाफ का ट्रू पोटेंशियल रिकग्नाइज करने के लिए.
Thank you. Rabia, last but not the least, the same question for you as well. What does equitable advancement mean to you?
Thank you, Reena. I'll draw a bit from my personal experience. I come from a background of accounting and finance, and when I joined Bank Islami in the Sharia compliance department, it was a completely new field for me. So Bank Islami was the second bank I applied to. The first bank wasn't very keen on hiring me because I did not have the standard Islamic finance educational background. However, because I was interested in this field, my boss at Bank Islami, who's the head of Sharia compliance, took faith in me, and he believed in me, and he saw the skills, the auditing and review skills, through which I could add to the department and bring value to his team. And I was the first female to be hired at Sharia compliance department at Bank Islami. And now, alhamdulillah, looking from his support and the support of the Sharia board and our team and our leaders, I now have 2 more females in my reporting line in the department. So from that experience, I can say that equitable advancement really should be based on overcoming our biases that we as a society and individually as males and females we hold, and in letting females choose the fields they want to pursue and providing them the opportunity to do so without creating hurdles for them.
Thank you, Rabia. And you know, when you said that, it really resonated with me, because I think the previous panel, we only had one woman, and I think all the men who were sitting here were equally committed. So when you talk about your boss really pushing you and challenging you, that really, again, is a testament to us having the same agenda at the end of the day. So thank you for that. All right, with that, Saira, I'm going to go to you. I would like to know, what progress, and again, you've got a vast experience, not only in the banking industry, but what have you seen women, how have they progressed in the banking sector? And what is Bank Islami specifically doing to uplift women?
So I think there has been significant progress in the last decade. We definitely have to highlight State Bank's Banking on Equality policy here, where they have actually given targets to most banks on how to the number that they need to increase their diversity by. And I think also organically, as women are have access to education, they are girls are graduating and coming into the workforce. So we do see an increased number of women entering the workforce, but also on leadership tables and in group head and CEO positions. So there has been advancement in the past decade. When we were entering the workforce, I think that we didn't have as many examples of women, inspirational women, who we could look up to. But today's girls, when they come in, like Reena said, I'm very, very pleased that today, on behalf of Bank Islami, all our panel is, women in different fields, in risk, in Sharia, in branch banking, which in itself is a testament. And I think that the young women present here in this hall will have, kind of an inspiration to look forward to. At Bank Islami, we are doing a number of things. Firstly, increasing diversity is not only HR's responsibility or the responsibility of women. So it has to be an organization-wide change. We have incorporated diversity targets in all of our people managers' KPIs. So when they are rated at the end of the year, they will have to justify if their diversity targets have not increased by the set percentage. We are also offering a number of facilities for women, like returnship program. We offer a shuttle service for men and women. However, we do prioritize women, and as well as childcare allowance for mothers with young children. So we are working within the organization to welcome women into the workforce, but also invest in their growth and development through dedicated program for women to bring them up the career ladder.
Thank you, Saira. And I think, what you said, I'll pick on the word organically. I like when you said organically, that really resonates. And also that pushback when HR, everything comes back to HR, but HR can't do it alone. So everybody has to get that ownership, and the bar has risen really when we look at it. So thank you. I remember when I was being interviewed, all of this was really important to me as I joined the institution. So I think, really making some headway when we talk about the benefits, that women have today. Rabia, I'll go to you. I'm quite curious, because when we look at Islam, so many years ago, when we look at women especially, their financial rights were quite laid down, from Islam. But from an Islamic banking perspective, what do you think we're doing to strengthen that awareness today?
Reena, I feel you very rightly pointed out that Islam brought a lot of rights for women. in all sectors, be it financial, be it in terms of entrepreneurship or ownership rights, inheritance rights. However, today as a society, we struggle to firstly be aware of those rights, and then because of the patriarchal mindset of our society and the system that has been prevalent over centuries, which does not really have to do with religion, we are unable to exercise those rights freely. So Islamic banks today have a very good opportunity in terms of, in addition to being a responsibility, to make people aware of these rights again, and to help women exercise those rights and to get access to those rights. So from a product perspective, I believe Aisha will be able to add more on how Bank Islami directly is creating more inclusion for women in the product side and in the business sector. However, when we talk about awareness, Bank Islami has been a pioneer in creating a platform, Deen Connect, which offers online free religious education for men and women and for different topics for everyone, regardless of whether they're Bank Islami customers or employees or just someone interested in learning about, what Islam has to say about any relevant topic. So recently, we've conducted sessions. Deen Connect and Mashal by Bank Islami have collaborated to offer programs on women's inheritance rights, women's rights in the Nikah Nama and how to fill the Nikah Nama and how to be aware of it, and zakat, the rulings for women specifically, because women generally do not know these things. So this is not just banking, but generally increasing awareness about the rights available to women in society among the masses.
Yeah, and thank you, Rabia, for that, because when you talk about inheritance and the Nikah Nama, I know that today's young generation, they're quite there, they ask the right questions. I remember in my time, even though I thought, oh, I know it all, somehow I didn't quite know it all. So I'm really appreciative of this initiative. And my understanding is you do not have to be a Bank Islami employee or
Definitely.
a customer to attend these programs. It's open to all. So perhaps we can leave the audience with that. It's called Deen Connect, and you can really, whatever resonates with you, whatever topic, be it inheritance, be it the understanding the Nikah Nama or your rights as a woman, you can attend these sessions. Thank you for bringing that up. With that, I think we'll swiftly go to Aisha because, again, I've seen women struggle to come into the banking sector, not only from a work perspective, but as a customer. They'll always bring either their father, their husband, their brother, somebody or the other. I want to understand from you, what are customers looking for from banks today? And have you seen a shift?
So, since banking on equality policy was introduced by the State Bank in 2021, so after that, we've seen a lot of change in the banking sector. And based on the research I did, and as I learned myself by observing and conducting few focus groups, were that women don't want tokenism. They don't want pink branding, even though Mashal's logo is also pink, but they don't want that. They want to be valued, they want to be respected, they want to be heard, they want convenience, they want privacy, they want safety, and most importantly, they want access to finance without bias. So at Bank Islami, what we are doing is that we launched all women managed branches called Mashal. One of the branches is headed by Seema. So this was one of the initiatives we did, and 3 branches are in Karachi, and sooner we'll be launching in Quetta and Islamabad as well. And of course, then more branches would come later on. Other than this, what we did was that we were one of the first signatories of the We Finance Code, which is an initiative where banking sector would work on a woman mentorship, woman entrepreneur mentorship, developing new products and services which are for women entrepreneurs. And for that purpose, on next Monday, we are having a woman entrepreneur mentorship session, which would be a focus group also, and which would be a training program as well.
Thank you, Aisha, which brings me to Seema. Seema, जैसे आयशा ने अभी बताया, मुझे ये बताएं कि ये 3 वुमेन ब्रांचेस खोलने से आपने कोई फ़र्क देखा है in the women that come to you and are trying to, sort of be financially independent, be it opening accounts or using other products? What has been your experience?
जी, इसमें बिल्कुल डिफरेंस तो आया है, क्योंकि लोग जो हैं, जो लेडीज़ स्पेशली हैं हमारे एरियाज़ में, वो कॉन्फिडेंटली आती हैं कि यहाँ पे फुल मैनेज फीमेल मैनेज ब्रांच है और हम यहाँ पर उन्हें किसी तरह की सिकेसी और उनका इशू नहीं होता। वो आते हैं आराम से अपनी सारे फाइनेंशियल डिस्कस करते हैं, उन्हें पता है कि हमसे कोई चीज़ हिडन नहीं होगी, सारे उनको डूल्स और डॉन्स उन्हें समझाए जाते हैं, उसके बाद ही हम कोई फाइनेंशियल डिसीजन के लिए उन्हें कहते हैं। तो बहुत अच्छा है, लोग आ रहे हैं, एम्पावरमेंट हो रहे हैं, लेकिन कुछ ऐसे भी डिपार्टमेंट हैं जहां अभी और काम करने की ज़रूरत है। जैसे अगर हम एसेट साइड ले लें या ट्रेड साइड ले लें, वहाँ अभी हमारी वुमेंस कम हैं। तो इंशाल्लाह इन फ्यूचर हम देखते हैं कि ये भी डिपार्टमेंट्स ग्रो करेंगे। जिस तरह से बैंक इस्लामी का इनिशिएटिव है, तो और लोगों को जिस तरह से पता चलता जाएगा, क्योंकि काफ़ी ब्रांचेस से लोग हमारी तरफ फॉरवर्ड करते हैं कस्टमर को। अगर आपको चाहते हैं कि वुमेन ही डील करें, तो प्लीज़ आप जो है हमारी इस ब्रांच में चली जाएं कराची की, तो वहाँ पर आपको फुल वुमेन स्टाफ मिलेगा और वहाँ पर आप बहुत इजी होके हर ट्रांजेक्शन रिलैक्स होके कर सकेंगे।
थैंक यू सीमा। आई थिंक आपने बहुत खूबसूरत बात की, बिकॉज बिल्कुल मैंने खुद भी देखा है कि लोग नहीं होते कंफर्टेबल, बट जब उनको इस तरह का सेफ एनवायरनमेंट मिलता है तो वो आराम से सवाल जवाब भी कर सकते हैं। सो थैंक यू फॉर दैट। एंड आपने कहा मेल डोमिनेंट, तो मुझे याद ये भी आया कि ज़ूबिया एंड रबिया आर वर्किंग इन अ वेरी मेल डोमिनेंट एरिया, योर क्रेडिट रिस्क and Sharia compliance, so it's not easy. So just wanted to highlight that as well. Saira, I'm going to come back to you. I was curious to know, like, what more needs to happen for women to feel truly represented in leadership spaces? I think the previous panel also alluded to that point, but what is your thought process in that?
I think we need to all understand the concept of unconscious biases. We all have them, women and men. So, these are assumptions that we make, these are judgments that we pass in our own head when we, look at different genders. So, first of all, address your unconscious bias. Until you face it, you can't fix it. And I know that I took the test. There's a test available online for those who would like to take it, where it actually tells you what are those unconscious biases. And, our upbringing, our experiences, everything has a certain influence on it. So dealing with that and looking at women in a way where, at leadership tables, be heard, speak up, and when, you share your point of view, that sinking feeling that if I say this, what will people think, or how will I be perceived? I think it's about time we let go of that. So speak your mind, put your point forward.
And when you said that sinking feeling, I know I've been there multiple times, and I wish somebody told me this early in my career. So thank you for that reminder, Saira, that, we need to keep that feeling away and really speak our truth and take that moment. Thank you. So I'm conscious of time, so I'm going to come to our last question and ask a couple of you this. What advice, if any, would you leave women with who'd like to join this field, which is Islamic banking? And Saira, if you don't mind, let's go back to you if you'd like to kick us off with this.
The first advice is build credibility. Get that degree, take that course, do what it takes to be the best at what you do. So don't take it for granted that if there is a quota for women, you are going to be given opportunities. You have to understand that if you've made it to the table, you are already part of a very, very highly competent pool who's made it to the final stages, and you are competing among the best. So build your credibility, be prepared to face the challenges, and then stand up in front of the world and take your place.
Lovely, thank you. Beautiful advice. Seema, आप क्या advice या मशवरा देंगी ख़वातीन को?
जी, मेरा टोटल एक्सपीरियंस मैंने पहले भी आपको शेयर किया है। 18 ईयर्स के इस्लामिक बैंकिंग का एक्सपीरियंस है, और मैं जितनी भी आजकल की यंगेस्ट गर्ल्स हैं या जो आना चाहें इस्लामिक बैंकिंग में, उन्हें ये एडवाइस करूँगी कि आप बहुत सेफ़, सिक्योर और वेलकमिंग इन्वायरमेंट में आ सकते हैं यहाँ पर, और यहाँ पर आपको हर तरीके से फील नहीं होगा जेंडर कोई बायसेस है। बहुत अच्छे तरीके से आपके बॉसेस, आपके लाइन मैनेजर्स, आपके हेड्स जो हैं वो बहुत अच्छे तरीके से हमें एक टाइम देते हैं रिस्पेक्ट देते हैं और फिर हम उसके अंदर अपनी सारी जो हमारी KPIs हैं उसको पूरा करते हैं। तो मैं तो आप लोगों को सजेस्ट करूँगी कि आप लोग ज़रूर ज्वाइन करें, इसमें इंशाल्लाह आपकी ग्रोथ भी होगी, सक्सेस भी होगी। थैंक यू।
Thank you. Aisha.
So I would like to say to all the women is that there is a space for you in Islamic banking. You can't be ignored. Islamic banks can't ignore you. Why? Because according to McKinsey, in an organization where there is gender diversity, the profitability increases by 25%. Other than this, women in the world now own 25% or 1/3 of the world's wealth. And the potential is that it will grow to 50%. So there's no chance that an organization, especially Islamic banking, can ignore you.
Thank
That's
you.
my 2%.
And thank you. That leaves me in deep reflection. I did not know that number. So thank you for quoting that, Aisha. Zubia, आपकी तरफ चलते हैं.
Anyone who wants to join Islamic banking, my advice would be that there should be continuous learning. क्योंकि continuous learning Islamic banking क्योंकि एक specialized field है, वहाँ जब तक आप specialized कुछ course नहीं करेंगे और training नहीं लेंगे और आपकी डिटेल और इंटेंसिव मालूमात नहीं होगी, तो आप कभी भी अपने कस्टमर्स को या अपने एम्प्लॉयज़ को कन्विंस नहीं कर सकेंगे। आपकी नॉलेज डेफिनेशन से ज़्यादा होनी चाहिए कि आपको प्रोडक्ट किसी डेफिनेशन ना पता हो, उनकी डिटेल, उनका कॉन्सेप्ट बिल्कुल क्लियर हो और आप अच्छे से दूसरे को कन्विंस कर सकें जो आपकी नॉलेज हो, ये ना कि आप दूसरे से कन्विंस हो जाएं।
बिल्कुल. Thank you. Rabia, last but not the least.
Islamic banking is a very dynamically growing segment right now. By the end of 2026, in Pakistan, it's expected that Islamic banks will be owning up to 1/3 of the banking deposits and up to a quarter of the overall banking assets as compared to the market. So it is a dynamic field, and as Aisha rightly said, that Islamic banks, just like any other organization or corporate institution, Islamic banks cannot ignore women. So there is a lot of opportunity for everyone. Join Islamic banks and the segment in relation to whatever field you are interested in, and inshallah there is a lot of opportunity for everyone.
Bilkul, thank you. And as we come to a close to this wonderful conversation, thank you, ladies. I know you all have a lot of experience joining us from different fields, but like I said, as we come to a close, I just want to remind everybody that this equitable advancement is not a single milestone. It is definitely a journey, and we all have to do our part and play our role. And I'll just leave you with this, that bridging gaps is not only about opening doors, but it's about enabling women to walk through them, lead and grow through them. So it is everyone's duty to help them and enable them. Thank you so much for your time and your patience and being with us. Thank you again.
Let's hear another round of applause for these wonderful ladies. Thank you ever so much, ladies, for talking all those wonderful talking points which we all need to be reminded of and to be shared. And it comes best, frankly, when it comes from women to women and including to us. Can I please request Mr. Adil Riaz to come on stage? Adil, can you please come on stage and hand over the mementos in your round of applause? Adil, thank you. Pivotal points. The financial agency is crucial. Listening to them, I could not help but recall the place and position and the authority and the respect of women in Islam. The first ever martyr, Sumayya, Hazrat Sumayya, was of Islam. That's the conviction that she had. I cannot forget how I felt when I first saw Ghar Hira. I can only begin to imagine what my last prophet felt. But what did he do? Come down and put his head in the lap of his wife, Bibi Khadija, Hazrat Khadija. And if nothing else, Hajj is about to happen. And I think millions of people need to be reminded that the sunnah that they will be performing, a great part of it would be a sunnah of a woman running between two mountains. And the water that they'll be drinking, which will be replenishing them, is thanks to her as well. So just a quick reminder for our positions, we need to remind ourselves. Thank you ever so much. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Reena, for your moderation. It was very kind and very lucky the mic worked. I would like to swiftly ask Adil to remain on stage. And Adil, I would like you to hand over some more mementos. And very appropriately, we'd like to have a recognition of our gold sponsor, Bank Islami. Can I please request Ms. Saira Gabol, the Group Head HR, to please come on stage? Aapki taaliyon mein. Yes, let's welcome back on stage. Thank you. Saira, thank you very much for saying what you said. You've reached the table. That's an achievement itself. The question really will be, once you're at the table, will you hang on to your values? Will you make the table yours, or will you make yourself of the table? Make it for the others. Thank you. And can I request from Gourmet, our beverage partner, Mr. Arsalan Salim, if you're around, to come on stage. There he is. Thank you, Arsalan. Thank you. Round of applause for Gourmet. You guys have been hydrated because of that. Remember, 60% of us is actually water. तो तालियां बजाएं, इसके बगैर आप लोग प्यासे मर रहे होते इस वक्त. Thank you. And if we do, I'd appreciate to have one more person come on stage if we're in the house. Our giveaway sponsor partner is Bonanza. Perhaps Ms. Sadaf Gul, if you're in the house, we'd appreciate if you could be here. Is she here? Can someone just wave? Yes, yes, yes. A long walk for Sadaf. Let's have a long round of applause all the way. Aaiye Sadaf ji. Yes, for all the giveaways you've received, all the giveaways that you've sponsored, thank you very much. Bonanza. Thank you, all of you. Thank you, Adil. Thank you very much. Folks, we have now breakout sessions. We have 3 sessions running in parallel, and I would like to introduce them to you and exactly what they're supposed to do. There are 3 parallel conversations. Thank you, Adil. Thank you very much. 3 very different lenses on inclusion, leadership, and transformation.